Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making biscuits. And if you've been making your biscuits out of that tube, you're not going to want to do that anymore because these are so much better and they're quick. That's why they're known as a quick bread. So I've already preheated my oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour right here. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. That's my secret ingredient. Cornstarch is a starch, and unlike wheat flour that has some gluten-forming proteins, this will sort of make things a little lighter and more tender. 2 tablespoons of sugar, which isn't going to make the biscuit too sweet, just adds just a little bit of contrast to the salt that we're going to add. 4 teaspoons, or a tablespoon and a teaspoon of baking powder. That's our chemical leavener. Most quick breads use a chemical leavener. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and that's going to react with another ingredient that I will talk about in a little while. And a teaspoon of table salt. If you want to use kosher salt, go ahead. And you're going to whisk that up. You really want to make sure that you whisk very, very well, because if your chemical leaveners and your salt aren't evenly blended around homogeneously, someone's going to get a salty biscuit, and we don't want that. Now at this point, take your whisk and put it away. All right, I have 1 stick or 8 tablespoons of butter that has been cubed, and it's very cold. So I'm putting it in to my dry ingredients, and this is a typical biscuit recipe. It's known to bakers as the biscuit method of mixing. Okay, try to say that really fast. And you're going to cut the fat or the butter into the biscuit with this. This is known as a pastry blender. It's got some sort of a handle and usually wire loops. Sometimes they're shaped a little differently. They make all different newfangled versions of it. This is my favorite because it just fits my hand really, really well. And you're cutting. Notice what I'm doing is I'm pushing down. Come on over if you want to take a closer look in my bowl. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get the butter not totally blended in, just so it's pea-sized pieces. So the butter now is in like chunks, like 1/2-inch chunks. So I want to get it to pea-sized pieces in with my dry ingredients. And you're going to keep doing that all around. All right, this is going to make about 15 to 18 biscuits, depending on how big you make them. We're going to make about 3-inch diameter biscuits. You can make them any shape you want. We're going to make them round today. And if you keep going, you're going to see that my butter's getting smaller. Now the butter, what's really cool about this butter, we don't want to blend it in all the way because the little chunks are actually going to form spaces in the oven when they melt. If you notice, the oven temperature that I've set it at is 450, very high. And because of that, when the butter leaves spaces, air or steam is going to form. And once that steam forms, I think we're there. And once that steam forms, steam is a powerful leavener. And it's going to puff up the layer of dough above and below those little spaces that the butter left. And you're going to get incredible flakiness. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're making this from scratch. So now I've put my pastry blender away and I'm using a spoon. And in here I have 1 cup of Greek yogurt, plain yogurt. You don't want flavored yogurt. Any type of yogurt you want. It could be fat-free, it could be fully fatted, whatever you want. And then I have diluted it down to 2 cups, with milk, up to 2 cups. So you have 1 cup of yogurt, you put it in a liquid measuring cup, pour in milk, or any type of milk you want, up to the 2-cup mark. All right, that's what I meant. And you're going to whisk it. And then you're going to pour it into your dry ingredients. And then you're going to take a spoon. Do not do this with your pastry blender because you will overly mix your butter into your dough and you will end up actually developing gluten, and we really don't want to develop too much gluten, although there is gluten-forming proteins in the flour to help structure. And that's what gluten-forming proteins do. They give structure and strength to all baked goods. We bakers like to sort of finagle with the gluten so we can make tenderness and create tenderness when we need to. And that's what the butter's for. So if you notice, I'm just coating all the flour with that milk and yogurt mixture. And the yogurt is acidic. Remember I said there's an ingredient that's going to react with the baking soda? Well, this is it, folks. It's the baking soda. And it's going to create a neutralization reaction in the oven, and carbon dioxide bubbles are going to form within the dough, and that is going to create the puff. And with the little spaces of butter in there, as the butter pieces melt and leaving spaces, it's going to form steam inside, and then you've got that chemical leavener. You're going to get so many flaky things going on. It's incredible. Now, this doesn't look like a dough to me. I don't want you to be worried. I haven't taken loss of my senses. I'm actually going to dump this out on a work surface. Do not flour your work surface, and I know this is not a dough yet. I am not overly developing my dough because I don't want a lot of gluten to form. But you know what I'm seeing here? Chunks of butter. This is a beautiful thing because that's going to ensure flakiness. I got little bits of butter everywhere. I have not put them in and blended them in completely, and you don't want to do that. Now, I'm going to push this down and get sort of a rectangular shape. It looks like a mess. It actually looks like a mess. Chef Gail's really going crazy, but I haven't. I know exactly what I'm doing. And are you going to be glad I do know what I'm doing? Can you see the chunks of butter? Can you see the little bits of yellow there? That's our flakiness, because those little bits are going to melt, like I said, and form these air pockets that are going to fill with steam. Now at this point, I have sort of a squarish rectangle. I'm going to take my bench scraper and I'm going to fold this over almost like you're folding a letter. All right, I'm going to fold it over the middle, and then I'm going to go to the other side and flip that over there. All right, it will be messy. It's a messy business, don't worry. And it will look a little less shaggy. Ooh, nice piece of butter there. And I'm just going to push it down, just with my hands. Your hands are warm, so be cautious. You don't want to overly touch your dough right now. See that beautiful streaks of yellow? Those are butter bits. Butter bits are a beautiful thing when you're making biscuits. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. This way, I'm going to fold my letter. Can you imagine if I put this in the mail? Oh boy. I would be crazy to do that. You see that? That fold, 2 times of that letter fold, that is going to make even more flakiness, because that's what we chefs do when we make things like croissant or Danish pastry or puff pastry. We do folds with the dough, and we usually have butter in between each layer. Here, the butter is already inside. Now I'm going to put my bench scraper away, and I'm going to take my rolling pin, and I'm going to gently roll out my dough to a rectangle. You could do a circle, rectangle, but it's already a rectangle, and I'm going to do it about 1 inch thick. 1 inch is usually from one knuckle to another, so it's about 1 inch, depending on how large a hand you have. All right, so that's all I'm going to do. Nice and thick. I have a 3-inch diameter cookie cutter, and I'm going to push down. Watch. I'm pushing down. I'm not twisting. Some people twist so they can get a nice clean cut. Don't do that. Don't twist. When you twist, you won't get the height. You can see them. You can see the layers of dough already with the butter in between. And wait till that expands in the oven. It's going to be incredible, folks. So what you want to do is, if you push down and twisted, you would actually prevent those layers from separating. Now we're going to put it on a parchment lined sheet pan and we're going to keep going. Straight down. Now you don't have to cut these out in circles. Look at that one. Can you see that right there? Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we're going to put them down. I usually leave a space between each one if you want them joined together, and some people like that. You can do that as well. If they look a little rough around the edges, that's okay. That is okay. And when you get to the entire sheet pan is done, you're going to have more to go. You can gather your scraps. Every time you gather your scraps, you're going to decrease your flakiness. So you want to be careful you don't mess with your scraps too much. You just gather them together and recut. So they may be a little bit less pristine looking than the first couple that you've made. All right, so I'm just going to fill this sheet pan up. Remember, I did not twist. No twisting. Save your twisting for the dance floor. Don't twist now. All right, push down. Separate out, take your scrap off, all right? That's it. 10 minutes in the oven, you got biscuits, baby. I gotta wash my hands. Putting these in the oven, and you will never buy biscuits again. If you do, you don't know what you're missing. All right. So I've made 8 biscuits. I could probably make another 6 to 8 and have my amount of biscuits that I need. And you can always double this or have this recipe. So here we go into the oven. 10 minutes, middle shelf, 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Let me show you what they're going to look like. Aren't these gorgeous? Look at them. Look at them. And now I want to take one of them up. Look at this. You see these layers? You see these layers? You see how they puff up? And these have butter and the dough. So it's butter dough, butter dough, butter dough. And everywhere that butter is, it's melted into the dough and it's left a space. And in that space goes your liquid ingredients and air. And the liquid ingredients are going to form steam. Steam is going to puff up on the dough above and below, and you got these beautiful, flaky, beautiful biscuits. They are best when they come out of the oven, when they're warm, with a little butter, jam. Side dish for dinner, you could use them as a slider for hamburgers or pulled pork. They're amazing. You got to try them. I hope you become a subscriber where I have many more videos to watch. Till next time.